everyone, my name's Emma. Today we're talking about love letters. Why did I write myself over 100 love letters? When it comes to choices and decisions, the ones that we make with more intention will help us create the world that we want to live in. That's what we talk about here on this channel. How can we overcome our past by making better decisions to project into a better future? I wrote myself over 100 love letters over the past year. And the reason I did that was I was in a place where I felt like I was consistently trying to seek validation from every other person that existed in my life. And then I finally realized that only I can give myself all the love and the validation and the acceptance that I was looking for from other people. And what love letters did, it was a clear and finite way to show myself these different pieces of love. And I think that it came from me wanting to get a love letter from someone. And I was like, if I keep searching for things like that from other people, I'm always going to be wanting to create relationships with people for the wrong reasons. And now I know what you might be thinking, like, obviously, if you're in a relationship with someone, you should want these love letters and the affection and the gifts and all of this lovely stuff. And yes, showing affection to people that you are romantically involved with and just in friendships as well, that you care about them, is really important. And that's great. And we should be showing that we care about the people that are in our lives. But we also need to be showing ourselves that we care about ourselves. And that is one of the things that I continuously kept finding out throughout life, that if I was to let you write down things that you loved, would you ever write down yourself? And most of the times people never did. And loving yourself and caring about yourself is often called selfishness. And for me, I realized that the term selfish is so often misused because selfish really means that you genuinely understand how things are affecting your life and that you're doing the best things to create the best life for yourself. So if people were truly selfish, they would be working out more because their body felt better. They would be eating the healthiest foods that they could because they felt the best way there. They wouldn't be overthinking and overemphasizing things that just don't matter. They would learn through their past. They would let go of that trauma. And if people were truly selfish, creating that self-love from the inside would only be able to then generate change in this world in a positive direction. And only through that type of selfishness of caring about yourself, looking through your past, figuring out what your body needs, how moving it actually benefits you, figuring those things out, only then can we actually become selfish. And only on that foundation can we create a world that is more understanding of one another, the more accepting of each other, and more able to create an accessible world where we all have access to the resources that we need to live in an independent and self-fulfilled life. And in those different ways, I know it's a big jump to say love letters to that, but actually just showing yourself that you'll show up for yourself is really important, and oftentimes we don't. If we were to take our self-talk, what would it be telling us? And a lot of the times it's not great things. And if your self-talk was an actual friend in your life, that friend probably wouldn't exist in your life for very long, and you would probably never say some of the things that you tell yourself to somebody else. So if we truly want to be in tune with what's best for us, how can we live most authentically and show up as our best selves, we have to do that hard work and show ourselves the love that we constantly expected and the validation that we constantly expected from somebody else, because it can't come from somebody else. Otherwise, we're depending on somebody else to give us something that they can never fully and completely give us. If we're searching for somebody else to give us this acceptance, this validation, we're searching for them to fill a void that they can't actually fill. And once you start doing the love letters, I did the love letters and I was journaling and I was going for walks and I started doing ballet again because it's one of my favorite things and favorite ways to dance, and really just getting in tune with how I was feeling, why was I feeling those things, and instead of feeling really bad about feeling whatever it was, just letting that emotion run through and run its course and then to be able to move on. And we all are constantly searching for that next thing that's going to completely fix us. And we so often forget to look in the mirror and understand that that person looking back at you is the one that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. That is your soulmate. That is your forever, is who you are. And we need to create our mental space, our minds into a safe space where we can feel comfortable and vulnerable and feel that love. And then we train the expectations that we bring people into our lives for. Now this person isn't somebody who's going to validate you and send you all these texts and send you all of these gifts and all of this, but somebody who could actually grow you and who you can grow and grow together, because having a fulfilling friendship, relationship, family dynamic is about how do you show up for one another and how can you make each other better? How can you be there for each other when the other person needs somebody to talk to, somebody to laugh with, somebody to celebrate with? And instead of constantly seeing all of these people as serving a purpose, we're actually serving a greater purpose together, one where we are both fulfilled, where we both are adding to one another, we're both excited about life, and understand that the little things that we do, the moments that we spend laughing over a joke or grabbing lunch and just reminiscing about the fun times and how you want your future to be, and just also being present in those moments with people. It's all about that, and realizing those little things are actually the things that create life into being meaningful. And when we have a foundation where we're caring about ourselves, where we're caring about how we look, how we dress, how we eat, how we move our bodies, we start to realize how our actions affect others as well. When we're in a good mood, when we're in a bad mood, when we're happy, when we're sad, how do these things affect us? Then we can look at how it affects other people, because every relationship we have is a reflection of the relationship we have with ourselves. So look around. Is the relationships that you have with your friends, your family, is it a reflection of what you want to see in your own life? Is it fun? Is it fulfilling? Is it exciting? Or is it constant anger, constant yelling, constant overthinking, constant draining? Which one is it? And it's probably a combination of both. There's probably some really great moments and some really hard moments. And we can really tune into why are those hard moments so difficult? And how can we create those happy moments into happening even more? There's a lot of self-reflection with that, and writing yourself a love letter, telling yourself all the different things that are important to you, to yourself, is really valuable. You get to see what you think about yourself. And if you go and sit down and you're like, I can't think about anything that's positive, go online, find your favorite music, listen to it, just enjoy, be present with yourself, and the words will start to flow. And after having written so many, I've finally almost finished. I have a few left. I had these little 15 letters that had they came in boxes, and I had 7 of those, and I'm almost done with the 7th one, and I think that'll be 105 letters to myself. And I've written other love letters in different places, so over 100. And through all of them, it just reminds me that that's a snapshot of a moment in time where I was thinking about myself, and to realize, well, there was over 100 different times where I was able to take the time to be present with myself, and I can take that time right now as well. Whenever you need it, it doesn't have to be this week-long adventure where you don't talk to anyone. It could be little moments broken up in the day. And it always took me about 5 minutes to write one. We all have 5 minutes somewhere, whether it's 5 minutes before bed, 5 minutes when you wake up, 5 minutes when you're taking your lunch break, to just write something out. And, you know, if you don't want to start off writing letters, start off just reading something, being present, putting on your favorite song for 5 minutes and just listening to it. And then you can work up to dancing to it, or to writing anything. Maybe you look up a poem and just write that poem down, and that's your love letter to yourself. That's also really fun. So there's so many different ways you can approach it, and it's just showing yourself these little acts of love, this act of self-care. And, you know, it could be just taking the time to wash yourself, and to maybe go running because you love running, or go swimming because you love swimming, or playing with your dog or your cat, or whatever it is that brings you little pieces of joy, let's try and fit those in as many times as we can throughout the day, because that's what life's all about. And that's what has taught me through writing over 100 love letters and doing all those other things. It translated into a lot of other places that I was able to show up for other people and write them meaningful letters, create meaningful gifts for them, and to realize that as long as I'm in a good place and in a good relationship with myself, everything else is just a bonus after that. So I hope you got something out of today's video. I will see you soon, but until then, I hope that you have an amazing day.